Hey everyone, Barry here, lip gloss and aftershave, and I'm in the studio here in Philadelphia, and I'm here with Elizabeth from
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So this is something we've never done this before, and I thought let's record this. We were gonna do an unboxing to set up something. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet because it's exciting. And Elizabeth was like, let's go through a FaceTime, and I was like, why don't we do it in Zoom, and then I can record it, and we can show everybody what I'm doing. So this is the Derma cart that we got from DermaJEM that we keep in our studio, and is in all of our pictures. It's a handy dandy little roller cart. You can do that for your treatment room. I love it. So we got that, but in this box,
the big reveal.
And coolest thing that you guys got. It's your newest machine, right?
Yes, it is. It's the Element Hydro and Oxygen. I'm super excited for you to have it in your hands. I love it. I'm very excited about you getting a chance to play with it too.
Yeah, I love it. Jenny usually is the one that gets machines, but I'm loving the fact that I get this one. Now, this box back here is product.
Yes.
Which, guys, I've already unpacked. I hope you don't get too upset.
You couldn't help yourself, could you?
Really? This is the steak. This is the baked potato. Okay? Like,
there you go.
All right. So, little like styrofoam topper.
Yes.
And then when I open it up, there's two compartments. One with all the like little tiny accessories.
Yes.
And the main compartment has the machine. But the first thing that you get is a thank you card. And it says, we want to empower you.
We do. That is our goal. That's our goal with everything that we do.
And then the next thing, which you guys don't brag about enough, I don't think, is the warranty card.
Yes.
So tell me about the warranty.
So all of our equipment, so every single piece of equipment that comes out of our warehouse has a 30-month warranty. And it covers everything except for, let's say you drop something, right? You drop a handpiece. It's not that we can't replace it, but it's just that it's not covered under the warranty. But if it's something wrong with the machine, if the handpiece is not working, if the machine is not working properly, then yes, all of that is covered under our 30-month warranty. So you have 2.5 years to use the machine and play with it. And it doesn't mean that after that time we wouldn't help you. It just means that you would incur whatever cost it would be, which usually is not very expensive.
That's fair to me.
Yeah.
So can I take the big piece out now?
Yes, take it out.
On Christmas morning, I'm sorry. The first thing that I love is that this machine. Can I open the paper? Is it okay?
Open it, rip it. It's like Christmas. Take off the paper.
I'm afraid to drop it. Ever since you said drop it, I'm afraid I'm gonna drop it.
Don't worry, I'll send you another one if you drop it. It's still under warranty.
It's super light.
Yes.
It's super light, and look at the size of it.
The thing that I love about this machine is that because it's so compact, you really can have it in any size spot. The fact that it's small doesn't take away from how effective it is and how great the treatments are.
I love it. And so then in the little compartment section, there's a baggie that has the handpiece.
The Hydro handpiece, and it also has all of the tips in there too.
Yep. Handpiece and tips. Yep. That's what you get there. Okay, great. And then there's another baggie with the containers.
Yes. So that's going to be your solution jar and your waste jar.
Okay, perfect.
Plus the tubing that goes with that.
And then I know what this is.
You know what that is. That's going to be your oxygen gun and the tubing. It already comes attached with that, which I think is nice because a lot of times like that attaching the hose to the oxygen gun takes a lot of effort.
And then
your cord, and then that little white tray is going to be the tray that holds your tips and your oxygen gun and your Hydro handpiece. So
I'm a little sort of like I can be a little klutzy, so I'm nervous about doing this because you're gonna talk to me and I'm gonna be like, which way, huh? How do I do it? All right.
Super easy. So I have one that's already built here. So I don't know if you can see. Maybe I'll need to move it down a little bit. So I have one that's already built. So the first thing you're going to do is find the side of the machine that has the 2 silver knobs. So that should be the other side from what we have facing. Yep. And then you're going to attach using the 2 little screws. You're going to attach the acrylic handpiece to the machine.
I didn't know there was going to be construction. I would have had.
I believe in you, Barry. I believe in you. You can do it.
Thing. Like, one of the things that I learned when I was in Florida with my family this past winter, or this past December and January, is that if you have the right tools, you can do anything.
Anything.
I was unaware of how amazing a
Phillips screwdriver is.
Screwdriver is.
You gotta have 2. You gotta have a flathead and a Phillips.
Yes. So okay, so that goes in like that. All right, I'm gonna grab a screwdriver.
Get your screwdriver.
Press pause.
Pause.
It's always in the last place you look. I didn't put it away in the right spot, which was my fault.
No worries.
But I do have tools. But my mom and my brother have like electric drills and electric screwdrivers. And
you know what's really funny? So in my house, my husband's the one that has all the tools, and he has his little toolbox and all this stuff, and he feels very manly when he uses his tools. So in our office, Jamie's the one that had the tools. So
get it, Jamie.
In Jamie's house, she's the one that has the tools, not her husband, her.
So this is my electric. Can I put that in now?
Not yet. So let's first attach the bottles on the other side.
So these are the bottles?
Yes. So the bottle that has the double cap top goes on the back. So on the back of the 2 sliders, there's 2 sliders right here, right? So it's super easy to put on and off. You just slide them on and off.
So it goes on the back?
The bottle that has the two hoses on top goes on the back. And the bottle that has those single hose goes on the front.
Okay, so far I'm doing good. This is so easy.
I am so proud of you.
Okay. So, done.
So the hose that comes out of the bottle in the front, okay? It's the thinner of the 3 hoses that are there.
Yep.
And that's going to attach to the top hose so there's 3 inputs on right behind that back bottle.
Yep.
So it's going to attach to the top one that says WAN.
Yep.
Then if you look at the top 2 hoses on the top of the second bottle, one is blue and one is black, right? One of the little caps.
Yes.
So attach blue to blue and black to black.
Okay, this is really hard.
Super difficult. Super difficult. If at any time, and I say this for future reference, if at any time you need to uncap these bottles, you don't have to touch these attachments. You're only going to press down and pull the hose out. Okay? So press down on the plastic, and you can put the hose in and pull the hose out.
Okay. I'm going to practice that.
Yeah, practice that.
So I press down on the blue thing and up. Come on.
And then you press down and put it back in, and it stays. Okay?
Okay, done.
Super easy. Now you want to attach your Hydro-dermabrasion handpiece. So this is the back of the machine. And you're going to see there's 2 inputs, one that says WA in and WA out. So take your handpiece.
This right here, okay.
And you should see 2 ends. And there's one end that has this blue little twisty thing on it.
Yep.
Super technical, twisty thing. So
that.
the hose that has the blue little twisty thing goes on the top, and the hose that doesn't goes on the bottom.
And like when I push these in, I hit resistance, and then I go a little bit further, and then it's like I feel like it like secured. Okay, perfect. Yeah. And do I put my hand into a little handpiece right there?
Yes, and actually, I like to store it the other way. I like to store it with the cord at the bottom, but you can store it that way too, however you like. That's it.
Okay.
So then we're going to connect our oxygen. So our oxygen is going to go on the side where the tray is, where it says Oxy. Same thing. Press on the black hose, push it in, and let it go.
Now this little cap, does this screw on or does it just sit on?
It just sits on. So it's just pressure. It's not.
I would lose that. Not gonna lie. I would totally lose that.
You know, what I always say to people is just leave it on. Like, don't ever detach it. Like, don't ever, like, you use it, you put your solution in, you put the cap back on. Okay. And you're gonna need to rinse the unit every time you rinse the handpiece every time you use it with just some water. Just put the cap back on. See, I just dropped it. So there you go.
And then where do I put this?
So the way that I like to do it, because I feel like it's very elegant, is I actually like to detach the hose from here, which is tight, and put it through the other little hole that's next to the handpiece. You also can store your oxygen gun like this.
Do you like to do it? You remove
I like to be fancy. So I don't know if you can see, but my oxygen hose goes through that little hole. So it sits like this on there.
Oh, wait. I got to do that. I got to be fancy.
Because it's fancy, right? And I like it because it keeps this organized. So it doesn't like flop everywhere.
Inside that other tube.
Yeah, just put it through from the bottom, thread it through that hole, and then just put it on the bottom of the oxygen gun.
How cool is this? And then you just
I love it because it just keeps everything nice and tidy.
Well, then when you're doing the treatment, you just do it through there. And then
exactly.
Stop it.
Love it. And, okay, so on your tray, you're going to have room for 8 of the 12 tips. My personal preference way of putting them on there is I like to have all 4 of the diamond tips on the
diamond tips?
So, okay, let's talk about the tips, right? Because, like, we have a bunch of different tips. So you're going to get 12 different tips. You get some tips that have the diamond head in them.
Those are diamond head, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Those are going to be your double exfo and double light tips. So what they do is a dual deep exfoliation. You're going to exfoliate chemically with the solution that we're going to put in the machine, and you're going to be exfoliating deeply physically with the diamond tip that's on the end of the machine, the end of the tip, excuse me. Okay. Then you have your ruffle wave tips, which are just the ones that have the pretty spiral. They're still the hard plastic.
I've got those as well.
You're going to get 4 different sizes of those. Okay. And these are great for a more sensitive skin type. So you're not doing as aggressive of a physical exfoliation. Okay. Then you have my favorite tips, which are these soft silicone tips. So these are going to be, again, 4 different sizes. So these are going to be great for extractions because they create a really good seal on the skin because of the flexibility of the tip. And what I love, 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 love about these tips, which makes them really, really versatile, is the fact that you can do your hydro-dermabrasion on your really sensitive skin types with these tips because you're going to do more of less of a physical exfoliation and more of a chemical exfoliation, making it a much more gentle treatment.
Love this. Now, can you ask some questions?
Yes, you can.
If I am using this in my treatment room on a regular basis, I'm just putting these out like right before my client comes in, but I'm storing them someplace else so that they. Okay, perfect. All right, so this is just sort of like right before.
How pretty this is! Like it's visual. It's going to be more impactful for your client. And you know, these kinds of things matter, especially when we're talking about treatments that are of a higher price point. Clients visually need to be as impressed as they are with you and your treatment.
Love it.
So, so here you're going to set them up, and these tips are reusable. So you are going to clean them with soap and water. I like to use a little toothbrush because a lot of times you'll get some protein or debris from the skin sitting on the edge or around the tip.
Mm-hmm.
Clean them really, really well with a toothbrush, and then you want to dip them in Cavicide for 3 minutes to completely disinfect. After that, you're going to keep them in a UV sterilizer or a sterile environment until you're ready to use them.
Okay, yep. And then, so you go through the process of the treatment. I have little washers here.
Yes. Okay. So if you look at the end of your gun.
Yep.
These are sealing rings, and this actually just happened to me, which is great. So there are 3 sealing rings. There's one here at the bottom, there's another one here, and there are actually 4, and 2 small ones on the tip. So this just happened as I pulled off the tip, and this happens sometimes when it's really snug. These tips are snug, and that's how they create a seal, and that's how they're able to get the solution in there and pull the skin in. So if those, if you notice that you're not getting any suction from your tip, the first thing you need to check is if you have all of your sealing rings. If you don't, usually it falls off. Hopefully you can find it. If you can't, that's why you get some extras.
Okay, so these are not to be put on immediately. These are backups.
Correct.
Perfect. Okay, just want to make sure of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I've got all my tips ready to go. Now this is for that sensitive skin client, right?
Yes, your spiral tip, your ruffle wave tips are going to be for a more like mature, sensitive, like thinner skin type. Really what you want to be concerned or what you want to be careful of is maintaining skin integrity. No matter what you're doing, we want to maintain the integrity of the skin. So we don't want to over exfoliate anyone.
Okay, perfect. And so then, so I'm all set up. I've got everything here.
So now we can put in our electrical plug in the back.
Oh, the best part. Okay, so the electrical plug. Okay, plugged in.
Plugged in. So there's a switch in the back, and you're going to turn that switch on.
Done.
Okay, so you're going to see a few buttons at the top here, and I'm going to try to lift this up to see if you can see it. So here is going to be your time, your working time.
Okay.
And you can turn this up or down as needed. And then you're going to have 2 buttons here. You're going to have the top button says Hydro, Oxygen, and the bottom says Start Pause. So basically, where you switch from the 2 modalities is the button at the top. If the button is red, it's on Hydro-dermabrasion. If the button is green, it's on Oxygen Infusion. When you're ready to start your treatment, you hit start, and you hit pause when you want to stop. That's it. It's very simple.
And then on the top of the machine, there's a little picture.
Yes. So on the top of the machine, you have the little pictures or images of the different tips as well. And
so, is there a reason that those pictures are there?
Just kind of to serve as a reminder, and because the tips have different names, really. There's no real functional aspect of having that picture there, aside from that it looks pretty.
And so, do the tips that I use, like there's 3 different, they are like, their sizes. It's very large, like it's sort of like Starbucks.
Yes, you have a venti, you have a grande, you have a tall, and you have a short. So you have 4 different sizes of each style of tip, because size is going to be dependent on the size of somebody's face or the area that you're working. Also, when you go in for that last step of the hydrodermabrasion, where you go over areas of particular concern, sometimes it's nice to use a smaller tip so that you can get really specific, especially if you're going to work on maybe nasolabial folds or, crow's feet or any particular areas of pigmentation. The other thing is when you're going over the nose or smaller areas, if you want to get a proper seal, you're going to have to use a smaller tip.
So it's not a situation where you start off using one size in the facial and then work your way down. It's really a situation where you select the tip based on the size of the area that you're working on.
Yes and no. So for instance, depending on the skin type, depends on the tip you're going to use to do the hydro-dermabrasion portion, right? So you have 3 different ones you can choose from based on the skin type. You're also going to select the size of the tip that you're going to use based on the area that you're going to work. So you can switch from a large diamond tip to do most of the face and then switch to a small one to do the nose, for instance, right? But you will always, always, always do the extractions with the silicone tip.
The silicone tip is the baby blue one, not
the baby blue one.
Okay.
Yep. Because this one being soft allows for a much deeper seal, and it's really going to help pull everything out of those pores.
And then, so in mid-treatment, when you are, now again, I tend to be a little klutzy. So is it okay to practice putting one on and taking one off?
Of course it is.
All right, so let's just say I'm going to start with, I have a regular client who's not sensitive. And
so
I'm going to
start with the diamond head tip.
The largest diamond. And then I put it on. Now, when I put it on, the reason that I wanted to do this, is because I need the person to say, you screw it on, you push it on, you wait for the click. So
all it is pressure, right? We're creating, remember those things that sealed inside, those rings that sealed inside?
Yeah.
You want to push it until it is all the way as close as it can be to the bottom.
Yeah. Now, I'm nervous about taking it off.
Why?
Show me take it off.
So I like to play with it a little bit and jiggle it so that...
That was easy.
That's it.
That was so easy.
Yeah, easy.
So it's not a situation where in mid-treatment, you're struggling to get anything on. It's actually really easy to put the different caps on, take them off. And look, I just had it happen. The O-ring came out like you mentioned.
Yeah.
So if that happens, do I just pull it back around and get...
Yep.
That was so easy.
Easy. It's super easy.
So if I'm a spa, I'm going to want to have 100 of these on hand. I can buy them, right? Because I know me. Yeah. I'm going to break it, drop it, lose it. So I want a good amount of these on hand. So I can reach into my little drawer, pull one out, and then continue my treatment. I don't want to
sell a set of 10 for $5.
Done. Yeah, I want a ton of them on hand. Okay. All right, so I feel really good now, and I think it's I'm klutzy, okay? I write.
I am too, so don't feel alone.
I'm not tactile, so having the ability to know that these are easy to take on and off in a treatment when I want the client to be super relaxed and I want to appear professional. I don't want to be seen not being able to manage. Then they'll think I'm crazy, and I wouldn't want to do it.
But you know what I like to do, and this is where the tray comes in hand, especially if you maybe haven't seen your client in a while, or maybe it's a new client that's getting this treatment, is prep yourself or set yourself up with a few different sizes of each tip, 1 or 2 sizes of each tip. So that way you're ready to adjust if you need to adjust during the treatment.
Perfect. I feel really confident in what I've got going on. So what's our next step now?
So if you are going to do the treatment after you select your tip and you put it on your hydro gun, you're just going to set it down and we're going to set up our bottles, right? So I just have water in mine, but your waste jar should not have anything in it, okay? The only place you're going to start putting solution, so the waste jars, remember the one in the back with the
waste jar. Okay.
So your solution jar is going to be the jar in the front, and it's the one that has the single hose.
Okay.
Okay. So the first thing you're going to do when you're going to fill it up with solution is you're going to remove the hose.
Okay.
So remember, we press down on the plastic and we just pull the hose out, and then we can twist the top off. So in here, you're going to select your exfoliation solution that you're going to use. We currently sell 3 different kinds. We have glycolic wash, skin deep prep, which is a lactic acid based, and we have salicylic wash. So you've got pretty much every skin type here. Yes?
I have Skin Deep Prep, Ageless Antioxidant Plus, and Glycolic.
Yes. So you also have a small bottle that's skin brightening, I believe, or is it growth factor?
Growth Factor.
Okay, I knew that would be for you. That's why I sent you that one.
Okay.
So we have these 3. You have Skin Deep Prep and Glycolic Wash, right? So the only one you didn't get was Salicylic Wash. I know, in our conversations that we've had, I know you're a bit more concerned and want to work on, anti-aging and those kinds of things. So that's why I selected the lactic and the glycolic for you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so lactic is going to be great for pretty much any skin type. Sensitive skin and hyperpigmentation is excellent for. Glycolic is amazing for lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of things, but particularly for your clients that are more concerned or more mature and more concerned with aging. I love glycolic acid for those kinds of things. So those are the 2 that you have. So here is where you would select which one of these 2 you wanted to place into your jar. And this is going to be the one that you're going to do your hydro-dermabrasion with, okay? So you would put about 1.5 ounces of serum into this jar, okay?
Yep.
And you close it back up and you pop on your hose at the top again. So I just have water in here. I just want to show you something that's important to do before you start your treatment.
Can I just put to practice?
Yeah, you can put some water in there, sure.
I'm going to get some water, you guys. Give me 1 minute.
I'm going to have some coffee.
This is my teapot.
Oh my God, I love it.
Wait, so can I tell you this? Like, I hope that it will not spill because okay. So first of all, the water's not hot. It was hot earlier. Okay, so it's a teapot, but really I use it for French press.
Oh, okay, perfect. To heat up your water.
But the thing about it is I wanted a teapot that I didn't have to come down to the kitchen in order to start. So it's Bluetooth compatible, so I can start the hot water from my bedroom on my phone.
Stop it.
Is that so fun?
Stop it. Oh my God. And I thought having a mini fridge in my bedroom was because I didn't want to go downstairs to get water every night. So.
I totally get that. Like, I was like, because it takes 4 minutes to heat it up. And then you have to coffee set for 4 minutes. So you're standing in the kitchen looking like a fool for 10 minutes.
That's like when Keurig came out with the coffee maker that you could set an alarm for it to turn on and heat up. It was the best thing of life. Every morning, 5 a.m. My heat water's already hot. It's the best.
I love it. So now here's the thing for me. I'm going to set this here.
Sure.
And then I had a towel on the treatment table so the box wouldn't get dirty. So I'm going to put the towel over my pants.
Sure.
I'm excited to try this.
I'm really excited for you. So one thing that you have to make sure before we get going is this the little knob. Remember we talked about the knob in the back?
Yes.
So this is particularly so that we don't have water coming back into the machine. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's like a protection. You
Yep.
just have to make sure that it is in line with the hose. So it should not be I don't think you can see.
It shouldn't be perpendicular.
It should be in line with the hose. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Just want to make sure that because that's otherwise you won't have fluid coming through. Okay? So now you want to turn on your machine, make sure it's on Hydra, so it should be red. The little light should be red.
It's red, and I press start.
Yes, and you have a tip on the wand already?
I'm going to start with the microdermabrasion. We're doing that on my hand, or the hydro-dermabrasion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do we call this tip? What's the technical name for this tip?
So the larger two are called double exfo. So double exfoliation.
Is this a diamond head? Is this a?
It's a diamond tip, but it's a hydro-dermabrasion with a diamond tip inside. Okay. So it's a combo, right? So hit start. Now the first thing we need to do is prep our wand, okay? So the way that you do it, and you're gonna see the fluid come through your handpiece. And before we do that, actually press pause. You wanna put your vacuum at about 12 o'clock. So these little knobs, you have one that says vacuum and one that says flow. So the vacuum is gonna be your suction power, and the flow is gonna be how much solution is coming out, okay? So let's put our vacuum between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock, okay? And let's put our flow at about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, now let's press start. And you're gonna prep your wand. And I would do this, obviously, if we were working on a client, I would do this with a gloved hand. I wouldn't be doing this with my bare hands, but we're working here. We're amongst friends.
With gloved hands.
Yeah, we're amongst friends, so we're fine.
Yeah. This is totally demonstration. You
Yeah, I don't want it to come up in the comments. Oh my God, nobody used the glove. Listen, we're fine, okay? So you're gonna cover up your tip, okay? And you should feel the suction coming up there. It's going to take a little bit, especially since it's the first time we use this, or you use
water
it.
Coming through, I can see it coming through too.
You see the water coming?
Yep.
So it's going to take a little bit because there's a lot of hose for it to get through. So you want to do this when you get your machine, not when you're about to use it, okay? So the water's coming up. If you want it to go faster, you can increase your vacuum and you can increase your flow, and that will make the water flow faster, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You just don't want to set it at those settings when you're going to put it on somebody's face because it's going to get very intense. All right, so mine is at my tip is full. Do you see that?
I don't have any.
Okay, so this is something where we have to use gravity. So you have to flip it over. Do you see water coming through these little?
No.
No? Is there water coming up through the hose?
No. I just
At all?
This is why I'm so nervous.
Okay. So let's turn it off and let's see what's going on.
Okay.
Make sure that you have, so unclip the hose that goes on the solution jar, so the skinny hose.
Okay.
Is there water in there?
Yes, there's water in that hose. I saw that go through.
Okay, so now let's check on the back here. Do you have water coming out of the top?
I can't really tell.
Okay.
I
what you want to do is unclip it.
I gave you the set. So I'm sorry.
Unclip it, and if you see water like coming out of the tip of the hose,
so I'll take that out.
Yep.
Yep. There's water there.
Okay, so you just need to be a little more patient, honey. It's gonna come. It needs to get through the machine. So let's turn your flow all the way as high as it'll go, and let's turn your vacuum all the way as high as it'll go.
And then turn it on?
and turn it on.
You're gonna put my thumb on it.
You're gonna hold it down. So put the tip down and put your thumb on it. And I have water coming in and out of my machine. Nothing?
Oh, there it comes.
It needs a minute. It takes a little bit of time. That's why I say this is good to do like prior to your first appointment. You want to prep. You want to make sure your wand is prepped. It won't take this long to prep your wand after this initial time.
Yep, I see it.
Coming?
Well, the thing that's really cool is if it were colored, you could see it going through the tube. It's kind of
yeah. So the lactic is a yellow tone, so you'll see it coming through. Yeah.
And then I have a stupid question.
Yes.
So let's say, for example, you are doing the solution. How do you run it all the way through?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you get all of the lactic through the system before you go to something else?
So the easiest way to do that is to put enough so that you go through your treatment. So you should be using the lactic both for the full hydro-dermabrasion and your extractions. By the time you're done with your extractions, you should be out of serum. Most people are.
So it'll run.
What we recommend is at the end of the day for you to put about an ounce and a half of Cavicide in here, run it through to clear the piping and disinfect the piping, and then just get some distilled water and run that through right after.
Perfect.
That's how you make sure everything is clean. The other thing that's really important is when you're storing this, you want to, at night, I like to take all of the bottles off, open them up, let them air, rinse them out and let them air out, and leave the tubing open as well so that has an opportunity to clear out as well.
Okay, so keeping this clean at the end of the day is crucial by using the
Cavicide and distilled water. Yep.
Okay. Do you have to do that in between clients or just once a day?
No, at the end of the day. If you are concerned, which really shouldn't be a big concern, but if you are concerned that you still have some, let's say you're about to do an oily client and you want to use salicylic and you just use glycolic on your previous client, you can just put a little bit of water and let it run through the system just to clear it out.
I have water!
Yay! Okay, so now that you have water and your wand is prepped, let's put the vacuum at around between 12 and 1 o'clock and our flow at about, I would say, 11 to 12 o'clock is the ideal place. And the reason why this is adjustable is because every client is different. There are clients that are going to need a little bit more, or you can increase the vacuum suction for them. There are clients that you may not. We give you, kind of a range to work from, but you don't have to stick to that if you feel, use your professional opinion. Okay. You know your clients better than I do.
I'm having so much fun watching it, lift the skin up to come in the diamond tip.
I love. So what you're going to do is you can do up to 3 passes on the skin. And when you're working on the face, you're going to work from the center of the face out. And you can actually even do the neck if you wanted to. You're so enthralled.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
So the machine does all the work for you. You're going to want to hold it in place for a few seconds just to get the water flowing, and then you move. And as you move, you'll see the water or the solution go through there.
It is, I'm like a little kid.
So there is a little bit of licking that happens. There's a little bit of solution you may have left on the skin when you lift the tip off. And you just want to rub that in. Okay?
So much fun. All right, perfect.
But it's very gentle. You see, it's not an uncomfortable vacuum suction. It's not something that's going to aggravate anybody's skin. A little bit of pinkness, a little bit of redness, totally normal.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm like on my arm. I got red where I did it, and I even got some little like red spots. So I just turned the vacuum down.
Exactly.
So this is exfoliation and a manual exfoliation, and the serum that we're infusing is also a chemical exfoliation at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you wanted to do a more sensitive skin with a chemical exfoliation, you use the other
syrup, yeah,
the non diamond tone
Ruffle wave tips, which are the ones that don't have the hard plastic ones that don't have the diamond tip in them.
Okay, and then now, so I've done the whole face. I did now. Do you do the whole face with the diamond tip and then switch over to the silicone tip?
If you're doing the whole face with the diamond tip, you're going to switch to the silicone tip to do the extractions.
And do you use the same solution to do the extractions?
Yes, you shouldn't have. If you need to add more, which you shouldn't have to, but if you need to add more solution, you can. There are clients I have that also for the extraction, since they've already used the solution on the face, they will just add a little bit of distilled water or a little bit of saline water. Saline water is a little bit acidic, so it will help to lightly exfoliate. So easy. So when you switch tips, so you're going to switch your tip.
Do I turn the machine off to switch tips or leave it running?
Excuse me?
Do I turn the machine off to switch tips or leave it running?
Yeah. So put on the soft silicone tip. And for extractions, I like to turn the vacuum up. So I will turn the vacuum up about one from where I was going. Extractions are only going to happen in the T-zone. So they're not going to happen all over the face. Okay? When we're doing extraction.
T-zone?
Yes. So T-zone, nose, chin, forehead.
Okay.
We're not going to work here. If you work it in these areas over here, like in the cheek area or on the neck or something like that, you're going to risk leaving a mark, and we don't need to do that.
Okay.
Okay. So when you turn this on, the way you do extractions, the movement is a little bit different. So extractions, you're going to work in a twisting motion.
Oh, okay.
So with this tip, a lot of times you will also have to prep it.
Oh, I'm getting liquid.
Okay, perfect. And then you just twist.
Oh, this is so cool.
But you feel how much more intense the vacuum is with this?
Yeah.
The feel is much more intense on this one. So once you've done the extractions, now you're ready to infuse, right?
Yeah.
You removed all the cellular debris that you needed to remove. That skin is ready to absorb the ingredients that we want for it to have. So we have about 5 different infusion serums. I sent you the growth factor, which is peptide, and it has like a Botox-like effect as well.
Oh, I'm not mad at that.
Me either, honey. Once a week on this face.
I'm actually going to try doing this if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm going to take my little lid off and pour a little bit of solution in there.
You only need to fill it about 1/3 of the way in. So you don't need a lot.
Perfect.
Okay. So the first thing you're going to want to do is cover up the gun. So we take the little lid off. We put the little lid back on, which I dropped on the floor. I'm klutzy too. And now you're going to switch. So you're going to press that top button. So the light turns green. That means it's on oxygen. You press start, and you should feel air coming out of the gun.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Okay. When you pull back on the lever at the top, you'll feel solution start to come out too.
Can you increase the flow of that?
No, that is the flow that it has.
Okay, so it's just a nice, relaxing, and you just For the
think
whole area.
and this is part of the reason why I love this combination of modalities together is your skin after the hydro is going to be, or the client skin is going to be a little red. It's going to be a little hot. It's going to be, just a little bit inflamed, which is totally normal. This feels so cooling and so relaxing for the client that
I love it.
All of it down. So the way you do it, Barry, is you want to get close enough to the skin without touching it. So really close and tight little circles.
Oh my, this is spectacular.
So once you have infused the serum everywhere, then you're going to go back with just the air and help push that a little deeper into the skin.
So I have a question.
Yes.
This is growth factors, right?
Yes.
So if I wanted to like really work on my eyes, I could really like give the under eye like a nice burst of growth factor to help that skin, right?
You can just really be careful. These solutions are really fluid. I don't want anything coming into the eye. So stay around the orbital bone. If you want to get a little deeper, what I would say is after you've put it on the orbital bone, then go ahead and use your ring finger and just kind of work it in so that it doesn't travel for you.
It feels so good. And this has a really soft, fresh scent. So it's really nice.
It's really, really nice.
Okay, so I feel super cool. I think that I'm ready to
You're ready. The other infusion serum I think you have is the antioxidant. Okay. The antioxidant I love because this works on everybody. Okay? I feel like if you have an oxygen infusion machine, you should have this solution. Okay. This solution you can use on acneic skin. You can use it on sensitive skin. You can use it on dehydrated skin. So it's hydrating, calming. Who doesn't need antioxidants?
Okay, now I have to ask you.
Yes.
I've got the Ageless Antioxidant Plus. Is that the infusion?
Yes.
Okay, so that's an infusion. And then I've got Skin Deep Prep, and I've got glycolic. So this is glycolic and lactic.
Yes.
So he wants to know.
Yes, you can. I know you're asking.
I can just put both in and do a glycolic lactic.
So. You can, what I would suggest is instead of doing it mixed together, layer it. So do one pass with the glycolic and one pass with the lactic.
Now, what did you say yes you can to that you thought I was going to ask?
If you wanted to apply both serums.
Okay.
So if you want to do 2 infusions, you can do 2 infusions. So you infuse one, you want to use the lower molecular weight serum first. So you're going to use your growth factor first. You're going to do a full infusion. And then you can kind of seal it and give yourself even more hydration with the antioxidant and do a second pass with that.
So you can combine, but it's not mixing, it's layering.
No,
I don't layering.
Yes. Same with the hydro-dermabrasion. You're going to do your first pass will be one of the 2 acids, and then you can do your second or third pass with the other acid.
Love. And so then when accounts are getting this machine and they perform this treatment, what are you seeing your accounts charging per treatment on average?
On this, that's really dependent on area, and we have a lot of accounts that are just solo estheticians. So their range is very different. The way they treat their clients is a little bit different. A lot of them do really customized treatments for their clients, but we generally recommend between $125 to $175, $185 is usually the standard range. It's really dependent on what you charge your facials without technology. And also because this treatment, it's a standalone treatment that you could do and it'll run you about 30 minutes to do, but you can also add this or create a specialty facial with this. That will be maybe a 60 or 75-minute treatment. You add a mask, maybe add some LED, and maybe add like some facial massage, for instance. And that treatment, now we're looking at $250, $285, $300. But just this treatment on its own standalone, I would say somewhere between $125 to $185.
And the thing I think is really interesting is because the benefits of this treatment are, renewing skin and brightening skin, hydrating skin, you can combine it with so many different types of facials.
Yes.
There's a vibrant C facial that has a vitamin C, a complete delicious vitamin C aspect to it. And then I've seen other facials that are all organic, full of like botanicals and organic wild crafted ingredients. So that would be something that's really beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want, and the solutions we recommend because they work with the machine and we know they're going to keep your machine at a standard. But the idea behind any machine that we sell is that you can incorporate it with whatever, product line you're using, with whatever treatments you're offering. So this is something that's, on the contrary, it's gonna give you better results for those specialty treatments because you're removing cellular debris. You're really allowing the skin to absorb the things that you want it to absorb, and you're revealing that healthy, bright skin after.
And so your product, I can't talk. That we're using that are glycolic and lactic, and then antioxidant and growth factor. Where are these from? I know that this machine is by Anima. Am I saying that correctly?
It's Anima. It's our brand. It's our brand.
Also the long A. So Anima. Where do you
So these come from Ageless Serums. It's a company that's based out of Texas, and this is the only thing that they do.
Okay, perfect. No, that's interesting. And so, do you provide ingredient lists for these?
Yes. On our website, you'll find all of the ingredients for each serum listed.
Okay, because people ask that all. They're going to
absolutely, and you should know everything that's in your products, of course.
Awesome.
Of course.
I have had so much fun. I was so nervous about doing this. I was nervous about doing it in general. I got this on Friday afternoon, and I was like, I'm going to set it up right now. And then I opened it, and I was like, And then you emailed me and said, do you want to do it on FaceTime? I'm like, yeah, really, I do. But I want to record it because I feel like I worked in a spa for 11 years. I put together so many different devices and machines, and I was like, if I didn't feel comfortable jumping in, I'll bet you there's a lot of people. So let's record this, and this way, when somebody gets it, you would just send them this video.
I know, this is fabulous.
Unbox.
So this is kind of, and if I could take, it's kind of like a mini little training. So we include training with every purchase. So we go through these things. If a client isn't set up when they come for their training, or when we have their video call, we help them set up, and then we go through the treatment steps with them. So ideally somebody would have a model, and we can, go through techniques, make sure that they're doing everything properly. But that's also part of what you get from buying from us. So it's not just the machine, see you later, have a nice day, watch this video, set it up, enjoy your life. No, we want to be a part. We want to empower you. So we really want to be a part of your success. And part of that is us making sure that you know how to use the machine properly, safely, and to the best of your ability.
Well, yeah, every time you send me a piece of equipment, you put me in the system as a client, and I get the email that says, it's time to start your training. And then all of your accounts get, I remember when I wrote the article on you guys, all of your accounts get an hour of business building with Jamie too, right?
Yes, they do. Yes. So Jamie is my partner, my soul sister, and she's so smart. I can't even, she has 65 degrees, and she's so smart.
As a law degree. So that's going on. Yeah,
she has an MBA and she has a law degree, 85 degrees. So She is a business expert, and she really specializes in small businesses and growing small businesses. And the call and your time with her can be as basic as, I don't know, setting up proper accounting and bookkeeping. Or you can go further and talk about social media, marketing, and all that kind of stuff with her. Or talk to her about legislative things like, are you concerned about what you can and can't do with your license? You know, all of those things are the types of things you can talk to Jamie about. So it really is an extra bonus. I wish more people would take advantage of it, because I don't think people understand the value of having that undivided time with her.
Amazing. Well,
D.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I think this will be an amazing tool. I can't wait to start playing with this. I'm all set up. The camera, my camera is right behind the laptop. So I'm going to take some pictures of this and get it ready to go. You can't see it, but I've got hydrangeas on the other side of this. So there's going to be some really pretty flowers. It'll be really nice. We'll get some good pictures for you all set up and ready to go. So
thank you, Barry. Thank you so much for your time. Read the manual.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I sent it to you. It's emailed.
Yes, I remember getting it.
Yeah. Okay, honey. Take care.
Bye, guys.